Welcome to Living Martial Arts with Master Ray Gale, aka the Dark Master. Living Martial Arts discuss and examines the everyday exercise, philosophy, and lifestyle of the martial arts enthusiast. The host talks about his own training, past and present, and he also interviews many martial artists to discover how they continue to live their own martial arts journey. Tune in for top tips on how to get the best out of your martial art. Or perhaps you're thinking of starting a martial art. This podcast offers you an easy way to dip your toe in. Sign up for the newsletter at livingmartialarts.com and get regular updates and training tips direct to your inbox. Follow the Dark Master on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at Living Martial Arts.
Hello to the Living Martial Arts podcast fans. We have one of my favorite guests of recent times, Master Alfie Lewis from Mushin Kai. How are you doing, Alfie?
Fine, sir. Thank you very much. How are you, more importantly?
I am really good for speaking to you.
If I start talking too fast, slow me down.
Okay, I will. I will.
Yeah.
I'll try and do that. But I'm happy because, well, a number of things. I'm talking to you, and actually, it's a really lovely day today. And I'm going to be out later doing some training out in the sun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Make sure you keep your suntan away.
Yeah, I will. I will. It's faded over the months.
I know, brother. Your hair's turning white to bleach.
I know. I tell you what, I tell this to people that I've actually had. The first time I noticed I had grey hair was when I was 15. I had one right in the middle of my head because my grandfather and my father was completely grey. And I said to myself, well, by the time, and to be honest, even at my age now, I'm not as grey as they were.
Well, you know what? It's like this. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's be happy with yourself, happy with your soul. That's what matters. Nothing else matters.
Apparently it's a sign of wisdom, so I'll take it.
Boldness. I'm bold now.
As I said, we don't need it anymore. So
Yeah, there we are. Are.
Excellent. Well, listen, thanks very much for coming on this. I'm talking about a subject really that's I'm hoping it's close to your heart. It's close to my heart because I'm talking about the fighting and the competitive mindset, how it's developed, the good stuff, the bad stuff about it, and there's a few bad things as well that I went through with my competitive mindset, and So I mean, basically, it's you can use your own experience or maybe some of the experience of some of the students that you've taught, and seeing how their mindset has developed. So okay. I'll kick it off really, and the way I see, first of all, I'll just talk briefly about mine. My mindset was formed by my mother, and originally it wasn't a fighting mindset; it was a work mindset, because my mum. She was relentless in the sense that I had to do chores, I had to do this. She said, nobody's going to do this when you're older. You have to do it yourself.
Beautiful. She's right.
Yeah, you have to get on and do it. So she taught me how to cook. She taught me how to clean. She taught me how to tie my shoelaces. She taught me how to read. She taught me how to write, because I could read and write before I went to school. And she said that you need to be able to do these things, particularly as
was your mother was she on the original over here?
My mother was. She was from Jamaica. She was Jamaican.
Okay, so they have a different mindset, brother. They have a different mindset. People, all English have lost the way.
Yeah.
You see, when you come back, my granddad, he was the same. He's African.
Yeah.
Alfie, you must do this. You must do that.
Yeah.
And you do what he said. You do what he said, granddad.
Yeah.
That's more of a scouser, But He was cool. Pure African.
Well, and my mother. I mean, when I was growing up, and even before I got into martial arts, I had a very strong mindset. But then I was able to first of all put it towards football because I was quite a keen and I wasn't a bad footballer. Played at quite a high level in the end. But then when martial arts entered my life, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to give up football and I'm going to start playing and start doing martial arts. So my mindset was good. I had to make my skill level actually had to catch up with my mindset because my mindset was quite strong. So yeah, just asking about you, how what happened with you? How did you develop your mindset?
Well, I've always been a loner. I'm a loner per se. Even so, around people, I come alive. When I'm by myself, I'm more centered. And I don't know how it started, but I do recall from day one having a positive mindset for anything I did. I don't mean super confidence, but I knew I'd do it. I never thought I'm the best. I never thought I'd do it. I just done it knowing it would happen.
Yeah.
It was the strength that I had. I recall when I first went for a run. When I went for this run, I was like, years on. It was weird because even so, I'm not a runner. I want to be the best at running. So I'd go running for the park called Septon Park. I think we had a discussion before.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because I'd be jogging along. I see someone in front. I had to catch them. I don't know why. I had to catch them. Then when I overtook them, they couldn't catch me. I wouldn't let them catch me.
Yeah.
And it was the demon inside me screaming, "What are you doing? Just jog." But I couldn't give into it. And somebody else in front of me, I had to chase them. So it was a constant madness. Because to be have a strong mindset, it's a constant argument in your head.
Yeah.
But it's the strong side wins all the time.
Yeah.
Because you have to debate, you have to be an internal debate, I think. Because you must question everything. But in the end, right, you just do. You just do it. And I've never run away from a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm at my strongest when I'm challenged, or if people think I'm down. That's when I'm at my best.
Yeah.
But so when it first started, I think it was the boxing. In the boxing, straight away, as discussed last time, I got put in there. I got put last by my friend because I crossed my legs. I thought that won't happen again.
Yeah.
And I got up off my butt and I fought him. And the boxing gave me that kind of resilience in my head. Oh, never give up. And then them 10 counts you get right. They're like saying, "Get up, you dickhead. Get up. Get up. Don't be a fool." So that 10 count principle I apply to life.
Yeah.
Where I very rarely feel down. Very, very 99% of the time, I am positive.
Yeah.
And that's people think I'm talking bull. No, I am. Even when the world's against me, I am positive. I think the essential mindset is crucial to any aspect of your life. That's one. If you haven't got a strong mind, you give up at the first hit, right? You'll be a loser all your life. So I've never shared any sort of challenge. If someone challenges you, right, I want to be the best, or do my best to be the best. But it's a sickness, you know.
Yeah, tell me. Well, it's funny you should say that because when I used to perform the most, when people used to tell me I couldn't do it, and if somebody said to me, "I don't think you can do that," then that was the worst thing they could ever say to me, or the best thing they could say to me, because I was saying, okay, and I'll just be nice and quiet, and I'll go ahead and do it. I remember somebody said to me many moons ago, "Oh, you can't be British Taekwondo champion." I said, okay, we'll see. And I remember the first time, I got beaten, and then I came back and I got closer and closer until I did it. And then I did it a number of times. And that was because that person said you couldn't do it.
The thing is, when I used to compete, if you were around me, if you said one thing negative, you were out the door.
Yeah.
I wasn't about to have naysayers around me. I think I told you the story one time when I was going to the European Championships. Do you repeat that story?
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
I was going to the European Championships in Greece. I went to an airport down south somewhere. So I go to the toilets. And you can get showered and all kinds. It's one of them to get showered. I'll get the shower. Get out there. So we have to wear blazers and stuff and ties, that kind of garbage. Yeah. So I'm fixing my tie. And this guy, one of the guys there, says to me, he said, Alfie, that tie's not right. So I looked at him. I said, who you talk to? Don't you talk to me. Anything like that. Anything I do is super good. Do you get that? He went, I was just trying to help you. I said, no, you're not. You're being negative, right? But you don't talk the whole trip. Because I don't want people around me who say, oh, your hair needs combing. Because it's chipping away at your psyche. So I allow no one ever to get in my head, even the smallest of things. Because you do the small things, the whole big things.
Yeah.
So I was never about, someone says, okay, go for a run tomorrow. I say, yeah, 10 miles, can't do that. That was it. I was doing it.
Yeah,
it's a sickness. It is a sickness.
Yeah, it's great. I remember myself and a big Oggy, my friend, a colleague, all the years. We used to be on our way to tournaments, and I used to say, "Man, nobody's going to get past your psychic today," and then he'll say, "Man, I'll tell you what, you're going to hit everybody with your back fist today," and we'd be just bigging each other up all the time. We were our best supporters, each other. We were our best supporters, and even if we were fighting a match and we were having a number of rounds and we come off the first round, and in my heart I knew I wasn't doing that well, he'd come up and say, "Come on, as long as you do this, he's not going to touch you." And then I go on again and I do better, and vice versa. And we just big each other up. We just lift each other.
See, you're lucky, right? I had no one like that around me. I had no one like that. If I did, I don't know how I'd respond. Like when I used to fight, in my corner, I'd have all the top fighters. Like I had Bill Wallace in my corner one time. Him, Bill Wallace, Jeff Smith, and Chuck Merriman.
Wow.
And Frank Lynch, right?
Yeah.
So I don't need them in my corner because they fight a different way to me. So Bill saying, do this for your leg. I'm thinking, shut up. I don't fight the way you fight. So at one stage, I did what Bill said. I got zapped in the head, right? So hard. I bent back. I can see me corner. In the finals of the World Championships, I got hit too hard. Come back up, bang. I looked at the guy. I thought, never again. Just fight the way you fight. But, I don't need people in the corner. All they're there for is give me water.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I mean, I'm not egotistical, right? In any way, shape, or form. I know my faults. I know my weaknesses, right? But I also know that I can beat on my day anyone. That's what I mean. And I think I never thought I could beat him or him or him. I learned the so-called Mushin very early on. Very important, and it's no mind. So you're receptive to what goes on. Can you walk onto a mat and you think, go to win. Going to hit him with this, hit him with that. Then you have preconceived ideas. Then once they fall apart, you fall apart. You see, and the pressure of thinking you're going to win or lose, it can destroy a person. So I was just there, not win, not lose. I was just there. It's called Mushin, no mind, open mind. So. Like when someone throws the ball at you, you'll go in your head, I catch that ball. You catch it. So once I learned the concept of Mushin from his three friends, Steve Cattle, God rest his soul, life changed. Before that, I was just a reflex fighter. And I was just like, I'm fast, I'll do more than you will. I'll outwork you. I'll super fit. I'll outwork you. I'll attack, I'll break it down. And once Steve taught me tactics, and we discussed Mushin. It was like a light bulb moment. Lit up. Plus, I was driven. I was lucky, very, very lucky, right, to be around the first wave of generation of black belts who got taught by the Japanese.
Yes.
The Japanese are brutal. I was taught by brutal people, but I thought it was normal. You see? So because of that concept, right, like it's different now. It's called child abuse.
Yeah. As they say, pain is a great teacher, but nobody wants to go to the lesson.
Oh yeah. But to me, like, I didn't get slapped or punched that night. I didn't feel like I was getting paid attention.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. But I think you have to have a certain amount of courage. I think it was Sun Tzu who said, "Courage above all things is the first quality of a warrior." And I think you have to have a certain amount of courage just to step in there. Yeah, no matter who you are, you have to have that courage to say, well, okay, particularly if you're against opponent who you think might be your match. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, here's my call. I never stepped on the area. Before I stepped on the area, I didn't want it. I did not want it. Once I was on the area, I was a different person.
Yeah.
So it's like when I said didn't want it, I wanted it, but that self-doubt creeps in, and that is self-doubt is the gateway to great success, because when you overcome it every time, you become stronger and stronger and stronger. So self-doubt is important. That you doubt yourself, but you still do it. Yeah. If you doubt yourself and you stop, you're always going to stop all your life. So I wasn't doubtful of the ability, but you were doubtful of the results. And any champion who says they were like super confident all the time, it's talking balls, because it's that pressure on you where it wasn't a pressure there. It just was. But I never felt like I was going to win or lose. I just did. That's the truth, though. Never looked super confidence. You know what? The confidence was what I got the mat.
Yeah.
You get that?
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, when I was sort of fighting, I always as well used to. I loved trying to get into the head of the people that I admired. Now, people like Muhammad Ali or George Foreman. I remember George Foreman. I think his quote was, he said that a cyclone derives its power from a calm center. So does a person. So I remember going on there and trying to just look and remain calm and relaxed, and then going bang, and that always sort of stood with me. And people like Muhammad Ali, when he won the world, he said, I shocked the world.
Yeah.
Because the world didn't expect him to do it.
Ali was one of my idols, to tell you the truth. And he is my all-time idol.
Yeah, fantastic.
Not just for his ability in the ring, but outside, what he could do for the culture, the world outside. And he was a very honest person.
Yeah, he was.
And look at him, before he fought George Foreman, he was walking towards the ring. You see the movie?
Yeah, he says,
he said, I'm not going to a funeral. I'm going to win.
Yeah,
he was a confident person there.
Yeah.
They were there for the ride.
Yeah.
And he beat George Foreman, the beast.
Yeah.
Amazing fight, that.
Oh, incredible.
That rope-a-dope.
Yeah.
But like, my said, this Fuller Ocean, the father of Stuttgart, he said, spirit above everything. Spirit above everything. You give me a place with spirit, right? I'll give you. I've got this. This is his thing. I've got this kid, very talented right now.
Yeah.
And in class recently, and he goes, I want to quit. So I looked like that. I said, what? I want to quit. I said, don't tell me, tell your parents. They're the ones who decide. I said, you can't quit unless they say. Because I think parents quit, kids don't quit.
Yeah.
So I said, look. He said, I want to quit. I don't want to fail. I said, you're failing now by saying that. So I sat him down, had a little talk to him. He wasn't convinced because he come there wanting to quit.
Yeah.
So I sat him down. I said, sit there. I watched the class. Sat down, watched the class. And then he started to look happy about joining the class. Now, one of the other instructors goes to him and starts to talk to him. And he goes, Sensei, I said, what? He said, can I take him home? Wants to go home? I said, no. As his parents paid for him to do a class. Only his parents can say he's going to go home. So, and long story short, I got into his head. And now he wants to train.
Yeah.
But like,
That's great.
If you allow a child to make decisions, right? Decisions at that age, you don't even 8, that age, all their life, they think they can jump ship when it gets rough.
Yeah.
So immediately you have to be on them and let them know you don't quit on nothing. You never quit. If you quit, you're a quitter all your life. And you look back at the light later on in life and you get this moment. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree. And they have to. I mean, I again, we all have students like this, but I mean, I have students who say, "Oh, I want to give up," and I said to them, I said, "Don't, you can't. You can give up, but you have to give up after your next test and after your next assessment."
Good.
Of course, they take their next test and assessment, and they pass, and they go, and they're still there. I said, you know what I mean? I said, I don't mind you giving up, but you ain't giving up now. You've got to give up after you take your next test and your assessment. They say, finish it through, and then we'll have a chat. And if you want to give up, you give up.
The fear of failure, see, the fear of failure. This is what this kid was. He feared failure is a second belt, but he passed with flying colours.
Yeah.
But he thought he'd failed. I always tell everyone, get them how horrible. When I do a grade, I say to everyone, line them up. I say, I don't give grades right away. I give you grades in a week's time.
Yeah, me too.
I always say, say, 1 year have failed.
Yeah.
Right? And they all think, because of self-doubt, one of us failed. So they go over a week and they write down a list of things they think they did wrong. Then before I give the results, they give the list. And I see if that matches my list. But they'll give you more than you expect. And what it does, self-evaluation and self-critique is essential for development.
Hey, I agree. Do you know, when I took my, I think it was my 4th degree, I took my 4th degree under Master Healed Cho from America.
Cool guy.
Yeah. Now, I took that grading in, I think it was in September. And I didn't find out my result until I think it was New Year's Eve. And people said to me, said, "Wow, where you?" I said, "No." I said, "You take your grading and you get back in class the next time, and you just carry on training."
Yeah.
And I always tell my students, it doesn't matter what the result is. Actually, the result is always the same, because regardless of whether you pass or fail, you keep training. So the result's the same. You might get a new belt, you might get a whatever, but hey, you still got to go in and train. You still got to get back in there. Doesn't matter.
It took me to get my results, my wild guard black flash, 3 months.
Yeah.
But now you want it now. You want it yesterday.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not about that. My ends at works, my black belts. They go for the grade. And for the grade right, you have to read Sun Tzu.
Yeah.
You have to read the Book of 5 Rings.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have to write up on them.
Yeah.
You have to have a certificate from first aid.
Yeah.
And you have to write their history of how they achieve what they achieve.
Yeah.
And then after, if you fail or pass, right, you get results within a week.
Yeah.
But you can't get certificates for 1 year.
Right. Yeah.
See, they pass, get to wear the belt, certificate comes after a year. So therefore, unfortunately, this is the mindset, champions mindset. Unfortunately, when they reach what they think is the ultimate, a black belt, they slow down, stop. If that happens, I take certificate, I demote them. I actually demote people from grades, as opposed to, see, what the problem is, right? The is the mindset also. You can't just pass a belt, they go, I'm black belt now, I'll ease down. No. You have to maintain a standard.
Yes.
So I push them for that. So that they know for 1 year they get no certificate unless they retain that standard.
Yeah.
After a year, you get a certificate. If they drop the standard, they get no certificate. I get it in front of them, I rip it up. I say you're paying the ass, piss off.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I mean, you mentioned Book of 5 Rings, Miyamoto Musashi, and I've got a book here. I'll just get it 1 second, which is my favorite book, which I bought many years ago, and it's written by an Aikido guy called Kensho Fiora, and it's called Kodo: Ancient Ways, Lessons in the Spiritual Life of the Warrior stroke Martial Artist. I'll say what, well, it's you can see all the bits and pieces I've got in here, and it's a fantastic book on philosophy, martial arts, and the way that the warrior and the martial artist should be. And I would say it's equal. It's not as famous as the Book of Five Rings, but I'll tell you what, it's a fantastic book. It talks about that martial arts mindset. It talks about the instructor mindset as well. Really good, really good.
You're a scholar, like yourself. But people think because we punch you kick, we're just Neanderthals.
yeah. I'll send you a picture of this. So if you want to get it, I'll tell you.
I've got it.
Oh, you got this one.
I just see it then. Yeah.
Yeah, the Kodo Ancient Ways.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant, fantastic. I love it. I love it because. I look at it often. It's always close to me, and I read it, and I just sometimes when I think, okay, I need to just step up a little bit more, and I look at it, I think, yes, okay, that's sort of preparing me, and that's really, really good. So, yeah, fantastic. I mean, I've got a few others, but that one is
that resonates.
Yeah, really does.
Okay.
But going back to that fighting mindset, one thing that I used to do, which in my younger years, which I realize now, which is what they call visualization.
Yes,
I didn't realize it, but I remember when I was training as a young lad in my teens, and I'd be running around the park, or I'd be kicking the bag, and I'd be visualizing the person that I was going to fight, and the people that I was going to fight, and how I was going to beat them, and I could see myself side kicking and punching and back fist and spinning on them and all that sort of stuff. And I used to see that in my mind's eye. And I tell my people now, you got to visualize yourself at the top of your game. And I'm sure you probably use that as well, didn't you?
I do. It's a fight before the fight.
Yeah.
If you win the fight in your mind, right, then the physicality just flows. But if you don't, your mind's not set for the program to win.
Yeah.
Then you're not going to win, because everyone's got an excuse. I didn't sleep my last fight. I had a bad week.
Yeah.
You lost, right? So the less you lose, the less excuses you got to make. I'd say the best man won. That's how it was. And but that day would hurt me. I want to capture them next time.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's really important, because I remember using that. I remember one of my very first black belt fights, and I got beaten quite easily by one particular guy who was sort of one of the lightweights at the time. And I thought to myself, right, I go back, and I was training, I was visualizing, and then when I fought him again, I got a draw.
Okay.
I went into extra time and I lost it. And the third time I fought him, I absolutely wiped the floor with him. I wiped the floor with him. I'll tell you, it was. I just thought to myself, right, okay, I'm there now. And I went on that square, and I'll tell you what, I completely demoralized him. And that for me was all about visualization. I could see what he was going to do, because I knew his style, and I thought, right, this is what I'm going to do, and I managed to do it all.
Well, you remember the old Birmingham Brown? I mean, Babsy, Lynchy, Frank, Babsy. Yeah. Okay. When my first big push for 18, it was 18. I get to the finals of the Combat Open.
Right.
In the finals, Frank Lynch.
Yeah.
Now, he's my senior in every way.
Yeah.
I thought, I don't want to support me. I'm by myself. I beat Alvin Mighty, Mark Aston.
Yeah.
And I fought, them names, yeah?
Yeah. Alvin Mighty, yeah.
And I fought Alvin loads, never lost to Alvin once.
Yeah.
I mean, great fighter, but I had
good fighter. Yeah, good fighter.
And I fought Frank Lynch in the finals, and that was the first breakthrough, because I beat him.
Yeah.
But he hit me. He kept hitting me, right? I could have fought, but I knew Lynchy was big. He was strong, right? I could have folded, but I didn't fold, because I thought, no. If I fold now, then he'll think he beat me all the time, right? So I beat him, and as my first real big scalp, as they say. Yeah. But I fought Neville Ray, beat Neville.
Yeah.
I fought Babsy, beat Babsy 3 times.
Wow.
All these people, right? No, it's a rite of passage.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
And the hardest fight I had was against Clive Parkinson. You know who he is?
Yeah, Clive. Yeah. He did a session. He used to come down actually, do a session for me many years ago.
Monster.
Yeah.
He hit, man. He's like fighting granite.
Yeah.
Like fighting granite. Again, I finished all these fights, right? And I bruised on my body all over the place. Because when he hit you, Clive, he was the smallest of the three.
Yeah.
He hit you. It was like getting hit with a crowbar. It really was. So if you blocked it, you had to make sure you blocked and counted. Because make it worth your while. Because you could break your arm, Clive. He's such a strong character.
He was very, very strong. It's interesting you talk about pain because there's a quote, and I can't remember who it's. I think it was Pittacus Laura said, warriors should suffer their pain silently. And that was, again, one thing I always remembered because, like everyone, I've been hit hard.
Yeah.
But people don't know it because I hide it. And it's that thing where, when you hit someone hard and you can feel it and if it hurts them. But then when they just turn around and walk back to the mark, you think, oh, man, this guy is strong. And that a number of times when I've been hit, I remember I got hit by a guy from Wales with a spinning back kick. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how I stood up. I do not know. But when I just walked back and I was in pain, I was in real pain, but I carried on. And I won the fight. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, he thinks he just hit me with his best shot, and I'm just walking back.
But I remember getting hit with a round kick in the kidneys.
Yeah,
I couldn't move. Literally, I froze us. It felt like I couldn't move for 5 minutes. It was like 2 seconds. But I was just there. I was just dead. But because I looked at him, he's unsure what to do.
Yeah.
But I couldn't move right.
Yeah.
So when I did that, I made him suffer for that. I made him suffer. So even so I got hairs, you can shrink and go, I don't know more of that. But you can go, get in the back. And that was my principle. You want to give it to me, I'll give it to you back. What's that silly movie, No Surrender? That's the correct term. I've never seen a movie, right? But that's the correct term. You never give up. You never give up, not giving up.
No, it's important. Yeah, it's important. It's important to remain mentally strong. And again, bringing back certain things. I remember when in the Clash of the Titans when I fought Jeff Bullock on that.
Oh,
one.
Jeff!
Yeah, and he whispered in my ear. He didn't quite use these words, but he said, "I'm going to kick your ass." And I think I said, "Oh, come on, let's do it then."
Good guy, Jeff, wasn't he?
He was. He was so upset because I can't remember which one. It was when you guys were wearing a gold top and black trousers, and I did an axe kick and I stopped him, and they had to bring the medics on, and he didn't want them on.
No,
because I tell you what, that made me grow about 2 foot.
Exactly. Jeff lives in Australia now.
Yes, yeah, I remember you said, yeah.
And we talk quite often, and he's a martial arts, he's a thinker.
Yeah.
Thinker. So that was it. Did you win?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
That's a good victory. You know that.
Well, the thing is that I remember because I actually came over and thanked you guys, and you grabbed hold of my hand and put my hand up, and I said thank you, and I just walked back. I mean, I was always very I always say to my students, just be humble in defeat, and say thank you, and then move off, and then when you're out of everyone's sight, then you can do your backflips.
Well, my team, if you ever lose, we stand there with our hands above our heads and start clapping, and they've got to do it. They've got to do it, because if you lose, right?
Yeah.
We did it Clash of the Titans and we lost to in the finals to a big loud team. I think Curtis Page's team.
Yeah.
Michael Page on the team.
Yeah.
And I was the coach, but we lost by 1 fight. So like everyone's going crazy. Yeah. I said, everyone's hands up now. So the photo, we all standing, their hands up, clapping. Because that's how you do it. See, if you show them you're gutted, they've got a second victory.
Yeah.
You see, if you just clap, 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 clap. It's the way it's gonna be because you showing your Gracie. Not happy, but you take it on the chin. Next time you come back and you wallop them. You know what I'm saying? So next time you come back to cast time, you would. But you know, spirit. Okay, no Terry. You'll Terry O'Neill, yeah.
Terry, go on. Yeah. Terry, big star in the karate scene, and films as well.
And also a psychopath, right?
Yes, I've heard all about him. I know about those days because I used to follow karate a lot. You know, Terry O'Neill and Brendan.
Brendan.
Yeah. I used to follow a lot of those guys. Yeah.
Well, they had more PR than anybody else.
Yeah.
You see, well, obviously they're from Liverpool. They're from Liverpool.
Yeah.
I live. So I'm a friend of Teddy's.
Yeah.
And he thought he was Japanese.
Right.
And he was a samurai. And when I used to read, okay. I used to read before YouTube and all that kind of stuff. We had books. That's what we had. So I read all these stories about Japanese samurai. So in my head, I become a samurai.
Yeah.
So I read out these Japanese and I see the time walkers getting hit. I'm not smiling.
Yeah.
See, so I was influenced very, very much by the Japanese samurai ethos. And I fought with your guys in I think it was last time I broke his nose. Yeah. With a ridge hand. And he disqualified me.
Yeah.
I just thought, why am I getting disqualified? Push up war. This guy was cocky. He was cocky, right?
Yeah.
This guy kicked me, and he's laughing. So I saw, fuck. He says, bash me this right. Not that it's right. Not that it's right. I just wanted to take him out the game. Not knock him out. But I broke his nose. If it was in your head, it would have got disqualified. But because I got across his nose, it broke his nose. Not boasting. Not boasting. That's all that happened. But I always thought, let's carry on. I know he's broke a few times. Black eyes, broken sockets, all kinds. And I wanted to carry on. So I wanted to see the base, the second FSK, I think it was.
Yeah.
And Mike Hagenbites was down there, so I won. But okay. This is how I put some guy in his mouth in a KDB, which is no, like Frank Bender world there. He had no pads. So I hit him in his mouth, right? When I put my fist back, his tooth was in my fist, half his tooth. I looked down like that, right? The referee went through. He said, open mouth, and he wouldn't open his mouth. He would not open his mouth because he didn't want me to get disqualified.
Yeah.
We carried on. He spat all his blood out. And I thought, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
If you're going to get hit, if you're going to hit people, you got to hit back.
Oh, yeah.
And they were the best competitions, KGB. Did you ever go there?
No, I didn't actually. To be honest, I used to follow it a lot, and like I said, Frank Brennan and O'Neill and all those guys. I used to follow that karate in the early days, but no, I never went to a KUGB.
Tell you what, buy yourself some new teeth. Well, the old Japanese kamikaze sort of mentality or samurai mentality. I bought into that in a big way.
Yeah.
I think that influenced me. Influenced me to such a degree. I was cold.
Yeah.
Also, I wouldn't talk to nobody when I was a competition. If someone on the floor, get up. I on the floor, I'd get up. It was just like you did not show your weaknesses ever.
Yeah. I think it's important. I mean, there's been, again, I tell my students, and some of them will remember this, listening to this, that, if they say, I'm not, I said, you don't have to be yourself. Just go in there and be someone else. Just pretend you're someone else. I said, I've done it before. I just said, right, I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be Bruce Lee today.
Cool. I want to be Bruce Lee. Hey, join your club.
Yes, you can. Yeah, but do you know what I mean? You can be in the spirit of this person and just say, right, this is who I am. And if you can get your mind to buy into it, then you can perform. You can perform, definitely.
Well, it is. I used to watch boxing a lot. I love boxing. Hagler and Haynes and Leonard, they're all
Sugar Ray,
brilliant. Ali, I went to Ali. So I'd watch a boxing match, and that would inspire me.
Yeah.
That would inspire me, you see. Because martial arts is great. But at that level of boxing, it was like off the scale.
It's fantastic. I remember it was in the 80s, and Oggy had gone to Australia to see.
I like that guy.
Brother.
I like
him. He's lovely. Next time we must do a three-way talk between us. Yeah. But he came back from Australia, and we didn't even. I picked him up from the airport, and we didn't even talk about Australia because it was the year that Hagler and Leonard fought.
Oh.
And it was just after that, and we talked about that fight all the way home. We didn't talk about anything else. I would say, right, round one, this is what happened. Then round two, and we were going for it. I tell you, it was. We must have watched that over and over. As soon as we got back home, we watched it.
Interesting that, because Leonard had a serious mindset. Hagler did also, but Leonard to come back after that layoff, right?
Yeah.
And fight the baddest guy out there.
Yeah.
Right, because he knocked hands out, he knocked Malty, he knocked hands out and knocked Duran out.
Yes. Yeah.
And but Leonard annoyed him because he was a golden boy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Well, Leonard, Leonard's face, he was so angelic. Yeah, his soul was solid.
Yeah.
You know?
I've got his book. I read it. I remember, in fact, I didn't read his book, actually. I got it on many years ago on audio book. No, actually it wasn't audio. It was a CD. It was a CD, and he was talking about his fighting mindset and how he approached fights. It was really fascinating. Really fascinating.
Was he fearful? Was he fearful?
Yeah. He was. I mean, I think that it was quite interesting with Leonard, because people don't give him the same credit as a hard puncher. But I know. You know, because he was one who could move, and he was fast hands, blah blah blah. But they don't give him the credit as a puncher. But he knocked some serious people out.
Oh, when he knocked hands out, I think it was the 14th round for the 15th round. Yeah, he was losing. His eyes was closed. They hit the right hand, and hands went plop, and hands was no turkey.
No,
hands was no. Leonard's mindset, right? Okay, the only time he lost his head was when Duran got his face over his wife.
Yeah.
So Leonard decided to show you can fight, and he got beat. They had the nomads, and then he schooled him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I mean, that era of talking about mindsets, the most impressive mindsets you ever have of that middleweights. They were just kings of middleweights.
Fantastic. What I'd give to just be able to sit in the middle of them and hear them talk.
They're quite funny, aren't they? They're quite funny. In fact, I met Leonard once.
Oh, right. Wow. Yeah.
Only in passing. I asked him about Bruce Lee. And he said, Bruce Lee was so influential in his life. He's such a welcoming person. He's not like stuck up himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But neither was Hagler. I mean, Duran was just psychotic.
I mean, yeah. It's such a great era, But if there, I mean, we're coming towards the end. But if
we haven't talked yet.
Well, I know, but we could. Hey, listen. I keep them short because I want to talk to you again.
Okay.
I want to talk to you again, and I know that Oggy is looking forward to talking with you again. So
I want to talk to that guy.
For me, these are great because I do them short, and people people love them. But I was going to say, from a mindset perspective, if there was. I don't think there's one thing, to be honest. There's a number of things, but if there was something that you could say to the young fighters out there to work on their mindset, what would it be?
Every day. It's easy to say, write something down, something positive, right? Because if one thing you're thinking, but if you write it, that's one. If you think it, it's one action. You write is second action. Read it back is a third action. So it's three, and then read it out loud is a fourth action. So it's like enforcing into yourself this positive message. You know what I'm saying? So I write it down. If you type it, it's no good. It's ridiculous. It's got to physically be written down. Like I used to walk around before the fight. In my head, I would say strong, fast, copy beat, strong, fast. That was the mantra. Strong, fast, copy beat. That's what I was. I don't care if you hit me with a sledgehammer, I'll come back there. But self-belief, as I said, to get rid of self-belief and self-doubt, every time you overcome self-doubt, you get stronger. Don't think because I'm scared of him or I don't want to fight there, that we don't feel it. Everyone feels that. It's how you deal with that pressure that makes it different than everyone else. Yeah, definitely. Well, that is great advice, and I hope I'm sure my students will listen to this and take that up. I've talked about you a lot, and I've talked about a number of different fighters, and their mindset, which is you can see it in their. You don't have to hear them. You can see it in the way they move and their confidence when they're in the on the ring. So I just want to say thanks again, Alfie, for taking the time to share your insights. I'm looking forward to chatting to you again. And can you say one more thing?
Go for it.
Preparation, right, is the key.
Oh yes, I'm glad you said that.
Preparation is the key, man. I used to train like a dog.
Yes,
I used to train till I was Bear's house, but I never knew I was Bear's house.
No. Well, it's true, and do you know what? I was always felt my best when I knew I'd prepared. Yes. When I knew prepared, when I stepped onto that mat, I was thinking that there's not many lightweights that are going to stay with me when I'm at that level. When I'm I'm strong, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I've prepared well. Yeah, I'm ready.
That's how it's going to be. I want to do the PPPP.
Yeah.
Perfect climb prevents.
Yeah.
More performance, shall we say?
Yeah. Definitely. Exactly. Hey, listen. Thanks again, Alfie. That's brilliant. I love it. Love speaking to you. I love your honesty. I love your sincerity. And I love the way that you. I see your stuff on Facebook, and you're still doing it. You're still treading the boards. And there's nothing sadder than seeing an instructor, in my opinion, that used to teach but has stopped doing it and has lost it and their journey has stopped. But I see you and your journey is still going. My journey is still going too, and I take inspiration from that.
It makes me sick when I see so-called stars or so-called great fighters not giving back from what they've taken.
Yeah. It's wrong. It is a shame. It is a shame. So thanks again. We'll catch up soon. You look after yourself. Peace and love to you and your family. And I will certainly look forward to speaking to you again. All right. You take care.
Peace, tranquility, and happiness.
Yeah. Peace, brother. Peace.
Take care.
Cheers.